Good morning, everyone. I'm Aunt Mary Neese, and I wanted to talk to you while I'm doing some of my ladies' work, my woman's work. I was thinking to myself, I said, Self, you know what? You might need to talk about some things, some real life situations. So I was thinking about this old TV show that I used to watch when I was growing up, and sometimes every now and then I go back and I watch this. And I want to say that the title of the TV show is called Claudine. And one of the things I learned with Claudine and Betty Wright is that every woman, excuse me, has to do their own work. So there was an episode that has really spoke to my heartstrings, where there was a lady or a little boy. And let me just give you a side note what Claudine is. I hope that this is the right name. If it's not, then, just forgive me. Well, this look for the nurse. It's an old 70s show. And she was a single mom, a single parent, and she had a little son. And then, he had his neighborhood friends, one in particular that he always played with. And then she also had a friend that lived downstairs, I believe. Well, with this young lady, somebody asked her, why in the world would you be cleaning your house and you're educated and you work at a doctor's office as a nurse? And there was a statement that she made, and I'm just going to paraphrase it. She said, every woman has to clean their own house. Now, one of the takeaways from that was very pivotal to me is that you can learn a lot about somebody, about the way they keep their home, their trash, and even in my other profession, my other vocation, when you're looking at risk management and so forth, you can learn a lot by looking at people's trash. And that's why a lot of times now, when you're looking at people who like to dumpster dive, if you will, and that was something back in the day when I grew up in South Carolina. I'm still here, by the way, in my hometown. And there were people who would go into the trash and they would collect certain things, but they also was collecting information about their future clients and consumers. Now, I don't recommend this, but this is just something that I seen when I was growing up. And you probably hear this noise in the background. You see, I got my little handy dandy washing detergent that I mixed up. And I might even do a video one day on how to make your own washing powder because one of my daughters, she loved the fact that I know how to make washing powder, and some people thought that it was a joke. But nevertheless, then I got my little smell good product. I'm gonna try this out. I got this on sale. I went to the grand opening of Burlington Coat Factory in something South Carolina, and they had this on sale for two for $3.99. And you know that you usually get one of this for that. So I'm gonna try it out and see if I really like it. But nevertheless, let me go ahead. I got to throw this bottle away so I finish with that. But instead of me rambling, let me just go on and say this. When you're looking at, when you're doing spiritual things, you always have to have a clean house. You have to have clean clothes. You have to have a clean environment because you could tell a lot about a person. You could tell if they got a lot of chaos and clutter and what have you by looking at their outside surroundings. And going back to Claudine, when she was talking about every woman has to clean their own house, that is true. Why invite the cleanup woman to your home because of the fact that you can? Some things you should not do just because you can. Yeah, it's good to have assistance when you need it. Don't get me wrong, and that's a luxury and a benefit. But for the everyday person like myself, we gotta do our own work. And if you have children, you need to train up your children to be able to do the work, like taking care of a household, because one day they will have their own household, hopefully. There are some children that still live at home, and there's no shade to that, because sometimes kids need to be there, and even adult kids are assisting the older parents. So, there's two dynamics going on, but not to really digress from the topic at hand of me doing my chores. I'm doing laundry, by the way. So, right now, I'm working on the dark clothes. And I thought to myself, I can get my kids to go ahead and do my laundry. But at the end of the day, it's still my responsibility to make sure it's done and done well. My job is to train them. But nevertheless, you know, um, you can only have what you're doing. You can only have what you got. You can only give what you got, and you can only get what you have. Now, some of that may not make no sense, and it might sound like I'm rambling, but I done said a whole lot of something. And one of my favorite uncles, he said, you can have and don't got, and got and don't have. And I thought about this thing too. If you want something and you have manifested that very thing that you wanted, it takes work to keep it done. Okay? So a lot of times, and I was talking to um, someone earlier last week or so, and we were talking about relationships. And often, and then I had also a pastor ask me, he said, now, come on in. He said, now, how is it that you can keep on getting engaged and getting married, and the average person can't? Because I know I do my own work. When you manifest a man and you really want that man, you know, you got to do work behind it. You can't sit on the sidelines and not help him. That's why you call it help me. But nevertheless, some of the help that's involved is making sure that his home is clean, making sure your home is clean. And if you're in a same-sex relationship, the same thing applies. Everybody want to come to their castle where they can lay their head down and they can just relax and just be themselves. But you can't relax and be yourself when you got a whole lot of clutter and a whole lot of chaos and a whole lot of things that need to get done and ain't nothing getting done. So sometimes you got to just take a moment and see what's going on. And one of the great ways of doing that is making sure you clean your house. Now, I got some friends who are older than me, and I love them dearly. And some days I want to tell them one of the main reasons why you might not have nobody. Look at all this. Where you gonna put them? They can't even have no place to lay their head. They can't have no place to sit their rump. Yeah, I did say rump because I'm trying to work on my cussing. So, um, you have to have some place to put them. You got to make sure that your environment is inviting. And that things can get done. That they can come and you can be their comfort. You know, Now I got a little secret I could tell you, but I'm gonna wait and hold out for just a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. But I will tell you this. This is what I want everyone to do. I want you to think about all those things that you want in life, especially when it comes to relationships. And I want you to think back to, okay, if I get this thing, what do I have to do to keep this thing? If I get this person, what do I have to do to keep this person? Am I just gonna go ahead and just think that I can go ahead and have sex all day? No, you can't do that. Hey girl, how you doing? I'm glad you're here. Good morning to you. I'll be giving you a call pretty soon. I'm going out of town, get some work done, but I'll be calling you pretty soon. But I'm glad you're here. Come on, chime on in, and if you want to, I think let me see if there's a way that I can invite you. Okay, thank you for my love and my life. I was trying to figure out a way because I'm on my phone where I could invite you all to come on in and talk to me, but I don't see that. But I'll figure that thing on out. Okay, now if I was on my computer, I'll be able to do so. So what we're talking about today is making sure that we maintain a clean house. And right now I'm doing my morning chores. Okay, let me see. See. I got to figure out how to bring you on. That's the issue that I got. Oh my goodness. Um, Look, girl, I need you to work with me because I clearly want to talk to you, and I got to figure this thing on out. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. And I know how to do it with using my invite guest. Oh, let me see. So I'm getting ready to copy so that I can invite you all in. And I think I kind of like figured it out. I got to create a banner. If it let me do it, ain't nobody fault but my own. Um, so now I got to figure out. Hopefully y'all see that. Let me see. I almost got it, girl. Oh my goodness, I'm bringing you in a little bit closer so I can. Okay, this is my fault. Like I don't have to just laugh at myself today. My goodness, and I probably need some lipstick on, but I'm still getting my morning ready. And let me see comment. I want to see if I can make a comment. And I'm trying to create this banner, and they don't want me to do it. So let me see. No, see, I done put in another one, and I don't even know. Okay, I might have to do something kind of a little bit different. So I'm about to get kind of frustrated here, and it ain't nobody's fault but mine. So this one, let me see. I'm gonna have to take this thing off the stand, and oh my goodness. And if I can comment to you, now see, you done gave me something to think about. Um, so here go the banner right here. So I went ahead and I put it into the private chat because I figured out how to do that really nicely. Um, okay, so what I did, I went ahead. If you look into the private chat, I went ahead and put in the link in terms of how to get on the show. I also sent you an email. Hopefully, it was not showing at time, but I sent you an email with the link. So just let me know if you can come on in. You're more than welcome. And then if not, what I'll do, I'll start it all over again, and then we can talk. So basically, what I'm still trying to do is situate this laundry because I'm washing the dark clothes right now. And so as I'm watching the dark clothes, I want to talk about cleaning and making sure you have a clean house because it's not everybody's responsibility to come into your home and clean it up. Sometimes it takes you doing your own work. And a lot of times, like with my clients, yeah, I'm gonna do some of your work, but I'm not gonna do all your work because I want you to be able to be fully functional for yourself and learn something too. I don't want to be the one that have all the knowledge and then you're not getting anything out of it because you might have friends, family, and children. And one of the goals of Aunt Mary's niece is to pass on this information. And hey, my friend, thank you. That's who the honcho right there in the back. Okay, so I see somebody. Hey, girl, hold on. Oh my goodness, let me get you on. Let me see. I see you. Let me see. Yeah. This right here is so difficult with the dog on camera. I see you, and I want you here. I want you here with me. Okay. I finally figured out how to do it,
All right,
so you
sugar
can see
butt.
me. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay. Okay.
So
So
how many
you see,
of
I'm
us is
gonna
it?
say that again.
How many of us is it?
Right now, just us two. It was two other people that was going back and forth. But once I figure out how to do the technology, I can do it from my laptop without no issue. But it's just a problem with this phone because I can only see like a little bit of space,
Mm-hmm.
and so what have you. But I thank you for joining me on the day. What's going on with you?
You don't want to know. Honey, so
Because
listen.
you got this.
That's why I was like, I was hoping you was gonna call me last night because I was up like all night long. You know I don't sleep at night.
You
I'll
know
tell you
what?
the
I'm learning
time.
that about you. But see, that's when I got to get my work done.
I know.
So that's why I saw you, but then I was like, you know what? I can't call. I didn't see it until probably about 3:30.
I was
So
up.
I was in the middle of doing something. But I
Listen,
was up since like 12.
I tell
And
you all the
so,
time. You don't even just call me because a lot of times I don't get them
mm,
notifications to my email. Like I just got to keep every
okay,
15 minutes checking them, so I don't get the notifications for some reason. I don't know why. So anytime
okay.
that you want me, it doesn't matter. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, just call. And you know I'm always,
But girl,
I
let me tell
shoot
you, you
that
don't
right
want me
there.
to do that because I'm telling you, people have given me their business cards, and I said, you're not gonna call you. And I call, or they say, because in the middle of the night, that's really when I get a whole lot of things done, and
Mhm.
when I'm kind of like thinking about what I got to do for the next day. And so
Okay.
what it is, because like right now, I'm actually supposed to be someplace else. I'm supposed to be working in another town right now, but I can't get no. Let me tell you why I'm not doing it. My first responsibility is to my household.
That's right.
So before I can go out there and fix somebody else's problem, and even, all my clients, I gotta make sure I fix my issues here. My issue here is that I gotta get my laundry done so that while I'm out there working, those clothes can be drying by the
Right.
time I come back. And that way I can fold, but I don't really like fold up clothes. I like to iron. But nevertheless, I gotta be ready to be prepared. I always teach my kids to be ready, but you can't be ready if you don't get your first thing done. So like, if you call me, you send me a text, I still gotta do what I gotta do for my house
Right.
first, so
Right.
I can do it for somebody else's house. Because if you're not the first partaker, the problem that we have is that so many people want to be there for everybody else, but then they forsake their homes and then their homes break down. I'm not gonna let mine break down because I'm gonna do my just duty.
Yeah.
And so, and hopefully by me doing this new platform and not trying to be all fancy free, you all be able to get an understanding on how the work really works. 'Cause a lot of times, what I'm noticing is that people think that, the glitz and glamour gets done in order to get real spiritual work done. But
Mhm.
what I learned and what my family have taught me, you got to clean up your house. You got
Yeah.
to clean up your land. You got to dig up the foul land or the foul ground. But you can't do that if you out there being everything to everybody, and
Yeah.
then the people who love you and need you the most, you ain't nothing to.
Yeah.
Now a good scripture to that is you can gain the whole world and lose your soul. It'll be
Yeah.
nice. World gonna know my name regardless. Even if I'm quiet, I can be just sitting in a corner somewhere, but somebody gonna know me. But
Right.
nevertheless, I need to be very important to the people who live in my household. Now, another thing too, I need to let you all know, because something that I heard a long time ago when I was living in Greensboro, North Carolina, and I was going to church in Graham and North Carolina, excuse me. And I'm not going to mention any names right now, but one of the great things that she taught me, and one of the good things about having a lady pastor, is that they teach you how to keep your house. Because let me tell you, this world that we're living in right about now, they tell you to expose every single thing to the world, every single thing. We don't have that conversation.
Yeah.
When you're happy, it's good for you to be happy, but some things you got to keep in your own house.
Don't I
You
know?
cannot reveal everything to everybody, and you can't invite the whole world into your house. Like one of the challenges that I have, because I have these little, I guess, millennial children or what have you, and yes, they got their own pages and so forth. But some things you got to keep to yourself. Move in silence, and then once it's done, you tell the world. You cannot go ahead and post your happiness because everybody ain't happy for you. Everybody ain't your friend, despite the fact that you might have all these people that say, "Oh, I'm a friend of yours." But the truth of the matter is, you're gonna only have friends that are gonna be to the size of one hand.
Yeah.
Those are your real close friends that you can call in the middle of the night when things ain't going good, when things are going good, and people who want to see you win. Because
Yep.
you win by sometimes keeping your mouth shut. Now, I done said a whole lot.
You did. And I
But
get
you
it.
know what?
Like, yeah,
Go
yeah, I
ahead.
had elders. If you got some real old people in your life, I mean, some
Mhm.
true people, true to the game people. Elders will
Mhm.
tell you a lot. And when you young, you won't be trying to listen. But man,
Mhm.
I'm telling you, that's food for the spirit.
Food for the spirit. There you
That's
go.
meat. That's that meat. My
Yes.
aunt used to call it good meat.
Good meat. Good meat.
And I used
But
to,
see,
back in the day, my aunt used to say to me, I'm gonna tell you
mhm.
something. You got a good man. You don't be having women in your house. You don't be
Let me
having
tell.
women in your house
Yes. Yes.
because if
Yes.
they feel like
Yes.
he's good to you,
You.
let me see what I can get him to do for me. I had to learn that the hard way.
You know what? I did too. Now I was married before, and at the time my mom was living, and this is one of the things that she taught me. She said the same thing your aunt said: do not have women up in your house. Now, this thing, I love you all, but all y'all ain't gonna be up in here unless you on video with me. Cause you know why? Cause I gotta keep my house and I gotta keep it together. And one of the things that sometimes when you have different people in your ear, they'll tell you what you can and can't do, but that's not how it governs your house. As a woman of your house, as the queen, as the princess of your house, you have authority and the right to have what you want in there, to govern it, and to do whatever you want to do. But there can't be too many people up in the kitchen because they say, too many women in the kitchen, it's not gonna get done. It's gonna be all that back and forth. So what I've had to do, because I had a situation probably about 2 weeks ago where some of my clients, because I love all y'all, they wanted to have a cookout.
Barbecue. Yeah, I remember you told me about that.
Yes, girl. I had to think about my mama. I heard my mama in my head. She said, "You ain't learned your lesson yet." I said, "What?" And I get ready to have this barbecue because he was out with taking the girls to do something on just to go and do something. And I thought about that thing. I was gonna have all these women up in my house, and he was gonna be the only dude. Now, I'm not saying that I can't trust him because that ain't what it's all about.
Today.
What is all that ain't what. But I remember growing up, especially when it was New Year's Day, they didn't let women come to the front door. You had to come to the back door.
To the back. To the
And
back
see, that's
door.
stuff that ain't being taught right now. And then when your man is there and he's the only man, who's gonna be his company? I can't be everywhere and I'm entertaining all these women. Somebody might try to sneak in somewhere, and I can't let because the Bible says it's the little foxes that spoil the whole. And I probably done messed it up, but you know what I'm saying. And
I
you can
know
go
what you're
in there
talking
and you can
about.
find it. It's in Proverbs,
Now,
but
that's that.
nevertheless,
Like I said, that's that good meat. That's that stuff that you learn from them. Like
old
Bernie
people.
Mac said, we don't have big mamas no more.
You don't
Big
know,
mama
but you
days.
know what? That's why you got Aunt Mary Needs, because I'm the big mama. I had one. She lived to be 97 years old. Now, I didn't really know her. I only seen her like twice. She died when I was 12. But nevertheless, I've been around a lot of old heads.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you, matter of fact, I got a mentor. First time I ever went to her house, it was 21 years of us knowing each other before I went to her house. 21 years. You got to vet
Wow.
people. And just because you got these social media and friends and stuff, everybody ain't your friend.
No, they
No matter
not.
how you try to do it, they can be your family, friends, what have you, but everybody ain't happy that you happy. You
No.
know?
And I
And in
learned
order
that.
to keep what you got, you got to keep what you got. You got to keep it to yourself. You can't be posting on social media, oh, we did this. On social media, we living like this. Also, look at what he done did for me. Yeah, I had some things because I had really loved my Mother's Day. Now he did real good on Mother's Day. He did great on my birthday too. But guess what? He's ever present, but you don't know who it is. And then I had to go ahead and take down my pearls and all this other stuff that he did for me that I absolutely love. Not because of the fact that I wasn't proud of who he was to me and who he is to me, but because of the fact that I'm keeping my good man. And social
Our
media can't
bishop,
do nothing about that.
our church bishop is like the most down to earth person that I know. I love him
Mm-hmm.
so much. But he preached that. He
Mm-hmm.
said a lot of times that enticing eye, it's gonna always
Mm-hmm.
in a man's nature. He gonna wonder.
Mm-hmm.
He could be in love at home, but it's in his
Yep.
nature. And
Mm-hmm.
Bishop preached that one Sunday. He had it was funny because he had us like we was kind of separated, in the church, and he was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Keep on, yeah, it look good, good to know.
Mm-hmm.
If it feels good to you, you got 10 haters right behind you. Let me
Yep.
show her how it's really done."
Yep.
I think about that
So
movie Save
love.
the Last Dance. Remember when the white girl had the guy on the floor? He was really feeling her, but the ex girlfriend came along and said, "Let me show you how I can squash that." Remember that on Save the Last Dance?
No, but you know what? I will be watching.
She it
You know,
saved
because
the
I would
there's
learn
one and
something.
two. Don't watch two until you watch part one. And part one is where
Okay.
it's all that. That movie's 20 some years old. It's called Save the Last Dance.
Mhm.
Honey, that boy was feeling that white girl. And
Mhm.
his ex wasn't feeling that. He wasn't feeling that
Mhm.
he was showing her the attention that she used to get. And
See?
they was in a dance hall. And this white girl
Uh
was
huh.
jamming. And the black girl said, "Watch this. Let me show you how I can squash this shit."
Mm.
Bust right out there in the middle of the floor like the white girl didn't even exist.
What?
Next thing you know, you see the white girl walking all the way over there to the corner.
Mm. See?
Yeah,
That's why you have to protect your house at all costs. You know. I don't per se know every single thing, but I know that the things that my mama taught me, along with those older women in the mystery schools that I participated in,
yeah,
they taught me work. And every time I went against the grain because I wanted to do this and do that and be all up on social media because I want somebody to know somebody love me, it ain't work out. So what you got to do sometimes is be quiet.
yeah,
You know, you see, you don't see. That's one of my mama's favorite things she used to say. Matter of fact, this month is coming along the I think 3 years since she's been deceased. But nevertheless, the things that she taught me is still here, and those are some of the same things that I'm teaching my clients. Is that in order to keep your house, you have to maintain your house.
yeah,
You know, and because it don't make no sense. You get something that's so gorgeous, and then the only thing you got to do is just clean it up.
yeah,
All thing you gotta do is make sure that you have a home that's inviting to everybody who's supposed to be there. But that don't mean that everybody's supposed to be in your house. You
yeah,
know, like for instance, with that cookout, I invited a whole lot of people, and then I had to think to myself, that weekend, the only thing that we really wanted to do was to sit back and just watch TV because we've been either on the road and we've been working all week, and we just wanted just to relax, enjoy each other's company, and do some simple stuff. Yeah. Now that this is my daughter right here. So right, keeping them people out, and then
yeah,
my kids were getting frustrated because they was like, "Mom, what you doing? Why you inviting all these people? We don't want all these people here." I said, "Well, you know what? This has to be a home where it's inviting, and because my main goal is that I want everybody to come here and be relaxed,
yes,
but but everybody is supposed to be here, And I think I might have said this to you too. All my clients don't come to me. I'll meet you out in the street somewhere. It's because of the fact that I'm protecting my personal space in my house, and because all energies don't need to be attached.
You know what this is, right?
Oh my goodness.
You know what it is?
What?
I grabbed the wrong one, actually.
Is that ammonia?
Uh-uh. Florida
What's
water.
that?
Florida water.
Oh, you know what? Larissa, go bring my Florida water here. Let me tell you what I do. I got some olive oil and I got some Florida water. And I promise you, when you leave out my house, I will oil and anoint my door to keep the energy away from my house that ain't supposed to be there, and I anoint my Florida water from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet. You know where that Florida water at? It's in the bathroom in the cabinet.
So, like, can you see who all on here? Like, because some stuff, you know, what I
I was
talk
just
to you
like,
about, it's private. You know what I'm saying? So, if this
yeah,
is streaming live through Facebook, I don't know if my Facebook friends can see this.
they might, but we ain't gonna talk. We ain't gonna get into that. You know, I know how to bring it out. We
Yeah,
only gonna talk about we ain't gonna go in your personal business. We
yeah.
only gonna talk about what we need to talk about. So
Because
some
I got
things
some stuff that
again is
I got some
private.
stuff that I really want to share. I got some stuff that I
Okay,
really want to share with you. I don't have a whole lot
okay,
of time because I really need to be getting dressed to get out this door. But I got
okay,
some stuff that I want to bring you on camera with me
okay,
personally because I got some things that I want to show you and some things that I want
okay,
to share with you. But when it comes
okay.
to this is what shoot, I don't even know if I want to do this.
Well, look, this is what you do. We still gonna have a conversation. So what we can talk about is still the house cleaning and everything, but we'll talk about the private stuff and the private stuff.
Yeah,
Because one thing, you know, I'm big on is privacy.
yeah, yeah,
Now look, so this is Florida water. If anybody need to see, this is Florida
yeah.
water. You get it at a Botanica. But I might even show you all how to make Florida water because sometimes I make my own. So when I'm cleaning up the floor and what have you, and it's
Hmm.
good for spiritual cleansing. Let me show you how I normally use it. So you know, with your left hand is things that you keep. Okay,
Hmm.
your right hand is things that you give away.
Yeah.
So I'm teaching spiritually here since I got someone listening to me. Thank you. And so what I do, because I want to keep my peace, I want to keep the cleanliness, and I want to keep whatever it is that I set forth for my household within the household. But I also want to be spiritually clean so I don't have bad energy all around me.
Hmm.
And so what I'm doing, I put the Florida water in my left hand, and you don't have to put too much. And I go ahead, like the old people, you see, this is how the old people do their hands.
Hmm.
And I line it going all the way up, and I get my hair and everything and wash it all down. So when I'm going out, and you know, sometimes people give you what's called an evil eye, where they
Hmm.
be like, "What's so good about you? What's so?" It is bounced right off of me. And then I
Yeah.
also have jewelry that I made that is not necessarily online, but I make jewelry for protection, and I wear jewelry for protection. I wear jewelry for different things too. You know, this according to whatever is going on that I need to happen for me. And
Hmm.
so I make sure I cleanse. Sometimes
Hmm.
you just got this right here. You
Hmm.
cleanse your hair with that Florida water, your hands, your feet. Because a lot of times people get you because you're not cleaning your feet. You know, when we talk about house and households, we're not necessarily just talking about the house that you live in, but the house that you live in. This right here is your temple. And a lot of people don't realize this. This is your house,
I know.
you know. And sometimes you got to go back and you have to do a SWOT analysis looking at your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats on what's going on in your house. And how you do that is through numerology, through horoscopes, through tarot, through also looking at astrology. Because the
Hmm.
time and the date that you was born, all of that stuff means different things. It will tell you what will have influence over you according to what's in your house. And I really wanted, and I was kind of debating whether or not I should or should not talk about like astrology, but I really just love it. Because when I came into the full knowing of astrology, it actually made my life a whole lot better and complete. And I was able to see how it correlated to the Bible. Ooh, I just not said something that most Christians don't want to hear. But there was a white man who's now deceased. His name was Mr. Martin. He sold wash machines and dryers. And it's kind of funny because I'm sitting over here with in the laundry room with my wash machine and dryer,
Where
and
I'm on
I
my way.
remember.
Where I'm
And I'm
on
washing
my
my
way.
dark clothes. And so let me check my towels. I think they're almost done. No, they got dry a little bit longer. So let me just cut on the slow side. I got to turn you back. But let me tell you, Mr. Martin was a white gentleman,
Hmm.
and I met him back in 2010
Hmm.
when my dryer broke down. And he started telling me different things even about my mom. And I mean, this man was accurate. And he said the only thing you have to do is really look at what's inside your house. And all these things are coming out of the Bible, but people don't know how to read it. I said, what
Wow.
you say, Mr. Martin? And I just couldn't believe it because I ain't came there for all of that. The only thing
Uh,
I wanted to do was get myself a dryer. Let me tell you, this man told me, he said, you gonna have a baby within a year. I was like hell I will, because you know I had that IUD
uh,
and I wasn't trying to have no children. I done had enough. I got enough. But I promise you, Miss Destiny is here. And he told me, he said, within 8 to 9 months, you're going to do this, that, and the third. Now, here it is. I'm buying a used, not a new, but a used dryer. And this man is dropping knowledge to my spirit, to my soul, and letting me know how things go. This man even told me that my mom's been sick for 5 years, and they was going to
wow.
find a tumor that was growing for 5 years. So on Mother's Day one year, probably shortly thereafter, probably that same year or what have you, or maybe the
Uh,
next year, she was diagnosed with a brain tumor behind her eye. The same thing that man told me. And he said, you're not home by accident. God brought you home because you got work you got to do. I was like,
wow.
I didn't want to be here. I tried everything not to be in something South Carolina. Trust me, I done left in the middle of the night and had to come back in the middle of the night.
Wow.
Not only that, and I ain't did it not one time. I
Wow.
done did it because I know how to move, and people don't know I even gone. You only gonna see me if I want you to see me, honey.
Right.
And so I moved back this last time. I said, I ain't gonna go nowhere. I don't think. Not now until the Lord tell me. Sometimes you can move out of order because you're not protecting your house and you want to be grown. And that was me. I was like, what am I gonna do here in something South Carolina? But
Right.
I've done a lot of great things here. Met a lot of great people here. And even people come from out of town, out of the country, what have you, to meet me here in Southern South Carolina, in this little old town.
Wow.
And I'm like to myself, because even you don't even live here. You live in another state.
Right.
But nevertheless, if God wants your name to be someplace, in places that you have never been, He'll
Yeah.
set it forth. But you got to maintain your house in order to be sitting at the table. You
Right.
cannot sit at multiple tables if you don't even have your own table clean.
Uh, uh, mm.
That was a word for somebody.
Yes, it is.
I can't sit at your table and eat if my own table ain't situated for me to eat.
And then
Because you
it
can
goes right in with sweeping around your own front door before you start
open the
sweeping around
door.
somebody else's. Yeah, that's true.
Yes, absolutely. And see, this is the thing. We used to learn this back in the day. Nowadays kids they don't know nothing about keeping their mouth shut and keeping some things within their home.
Yep.
You don't go out and tell Tom, Dick, and Harry because Tom, Dick, and Harry ain't gonna know everything. Even Cindy Lou, Emma Sue,
Hmm.
Pam, Quanasia, and anything else that want to be named because they're not going to understand the rules and the functionality by which everyone is governed and function. Now,
Yep.
speaking of that, now when the prophets come into different people's towns and people cities and states, one of the first things they tell you is that there are certain spirits that govern certain places.
Yep.
Now, if they can walk into your house as a brand new person and tell you that, why don't you know that for your own personal house that you live in? What spirits lies within your house? Is there a spirit of confusion? Is there a spirit of peace? Is there a spirit of lack? Is there a spirit of abundance? You
Yep.
got to know that you know that you know, but you don't know nothing if you don't clean and you constantly keep clutter in a certain area and you don't move that stuff around. I did pretty good because I almost wanted to say the word shit. I still said it, but I did pretty, I did pretty good. I did pretty good. I said,
You was doing good
but
up to that point. You was doing
yeah,
good up to that point.
yeah, I really was working on it. Sometimes I just got to work on me. But regardless, take what you can take from the message that I'm trying to give you.
Exactly. I know exactly what you're saying.
Keep your house together by not putting everything on social media. Yeah, it's good to have friends, but the truth of the nature is, how many of them people do you really know? How many of them people you can call and ask for $10? And they're gonna
Exactly.
actually give it to you and not talk behind your back about, girl, guess what?
Since
That
I've been,
girl asked me for ten
look at this.
dollars.
Look at this. I don't know if I can turn my camera around.
I saw a little bit.
Okay,
You had
so
it turned around. Just bend it down.
I wonder how that's up facing. Hold on. Let me
Yeah,
see.
I can see your hand going back and forth.
Okay, so that shows it on the. I don't know how to make my camera turn around, but honey, since I've been on
Okay.
this little I call it, and you see it, my LL Cool J radio. That's what I call it, my LL Cool
Almost.
J. Can't leave the house without my radio.
You don't
I,
know?
I found out, and it's not like I didn't already know my
Mm-hmm.
people that, call my friends. I count on one hand how many people I can actually call and say, hey,
Mm-hmm.
I can't go outside. Can you go to the store for me? Can it's the people that I thought I could call, I can't. It's the ones that I
Mm-hmm.
never even thought would even want to
Mm-hmm.
do that are, what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
doing. I'm telling you, God does things for a reason. And sometimes he
Reason.
needs to sit you down to get your
Mm-hmm.
attention. And they could come through different people, could come through you. I might have a word for you that you never even thought I could bring you. But I'm telling you,
There you go.
sometimes God have to sit you down for a minute to draw
Absolutely.
your attention and
Absolutely.
make you reevaluate some things. And
Mm-hmm.
in this, I'm telling you, when these shackles come off my feet, I'm gonna do me a
They coming
turbo dance.
off.
I'm gonna do me a turbo dance and keep right
Woo!
on going, honey. I'm gonna be doing the waltz all the way down the street because I know who's
Mm-hmm.
for me. I know who claimed to be for me. I know who talked the talk,
Mm-hmm.
and I know who walked the walk.
See? Right there, right there, right there. See, that's good. But get this. That's a lesson that you'll never ever forget.
Nope.
A
And
lesson. Because
you know why he did it again? I thought about this 4 o'clock this morning because he
mm-hmm.
showed me the first 2 times I just didn't get it. So now let me really show you. Not only let me teach you the lesson, but let me show you that I am who I say I am.
All right now. But
Because
get
sometimes
this.
God will
Now
put you in a place
you
where
teaching
you
me.
can't depend on nobody but him.
Absolutely, absolutely. But you're teaching me something.
Huh.
Because you know what? I thought about my first 2 times. I had a brought lesson one, a brought lesson two. And when I talk about my little brought lesson one and two, I'm talking about no form of marriages I had. Now,
Uh-huh.
let me tell you, let me also say this, just in case somebody wants to say something. Yes, I am a divorcee twice. But before I became that divorcee, I divorced them in the spirit by using the book of Exodus.
Yep.
Okay? So let me also school you on this. If I really wanted to keep them, I could have kept them. But
Right.
when it was time for them to go, because their expiration date came, it was
Yep.
time for them to go.
Yep.
Now, in the Christian world, they will tell you, don't get divorced. But if it becomes between me and me living,
Yes.
and me being healthy, me and me being abundant, me and me being satisfied, me and me being healthy, and I know I keep on saying me,
Yep.
I would really choose me over
Yes.
the us factor because at the end of the day, us wasn't thinking about us,
Huh.
and you was thinking about you. So if I had to go from being together to apart so that I can thrive and be who I need to be according to what God has for me, that's
Yeah.
what's getting ready to happen. Now, there's some people that make you want to feel bad about not having things work out.
Uh-huh.
But go ahead and look and see what all ain't working out in their area.
Hey.
You know, because it ain't always about relationships. Sometimes it can be about finances.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be about their attitude. You know, I am happy every time when I think about them bought lessons and how I got out, over and out of that. I said, Hallelujah, thank you, Lord. And everybody
Mm.
they look at me, and I actually almost threw myself a divorce party. But then I thought about this: if I would have had to throw that divorce party, and every time I had the money too, still do. But if I wouldn't did that, what am I proving? Only thing I'm gonna do is feed a bunch of people who I really want to be around anyway, just to prove the fact that I'm happy.
Yeah.
Why not just be happy and prove nothing? When you see me smiling, I'm smiling because not only is there an anointing on the inside of me, but also my carnal self is getting satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
What? Anybody want to say that? Okay, let me put on there.
So you know what else?
Okay, but
You know what
let me
else
tell you
too?
this. Uh huh.
I was thinking about
Mm-hmm.
everybody wants a Boaz, but who is prepared to be a Ruth?
And you know what? It's funny that you should say that because guess what? I'm also in the household room, and I'm hoping that there will be plenty of people who will want to sign up for that, so that we can actually learn some things. Um, Ruth was about her business. Ruth was
What
getting
is she?
things done. She was out up in the field doing work. She was out here in her feelings in her house and up on social media talking about she wish she could have got her. She was out there working. She was in the heat. She was in the rain. She was in there sweating. She was
Being a
working in her
helpmate.
anointing, being a helpmate to a man that she didn't already have already. So she saw what the vision was to stay with her mother-in-law, even though her mother-in-law couldn't do anything for her. Don't you know that there is a great anointing when you can link up hand in hand, arm in arm with an elder who can teach you something? And that elder taught her how to lay at his feet when it was time. That elder taught her how to be quiet. You know, I'm one of these people. If you piss me off real good and you catch me on the wrong day, you may not see that Christian Juanita. You may not see that Christian married niece. You might get what you get because I am from the south side of Sumter and it's still in me, you know. But
Yep.
let me tell you this. I hope when that day comes that you also see this. You will learn your lesson. I ain't going to be played with. But at the end of the day, you have to learn when to speak, how to speak, and what not to say. Because I tell you, sometimes I can get so up in my feelings and I really want to tell you what I want to tell you. Because my family used to always tell me, that girl right there ain't got no tact, you know. Because I remember there was this dude who came to my grandma's house and happy birthday, grandma, because her birthday's today. And he came with one of my favorite aunts. And he was a nice looking gentleman. I was in high school at the time. And he wasn't necessarily my cup of tea, but they just felt because they thought I ain't had nobody. Because another thing about me too, just because you see me alone don't mean I'm always alone. I'm only gonna show you what I want you to see.
But yeah, that's right.
The older women will teach you how to keep your reputation, young women. You cannot be with Tom, Dick, and Harry and show that.
No, you can't.
Not only that, Betty Wright says that you can't be grinning in everybody's face.
And Betty Wright
And
also
then,
taught him about the cleanup woman.
yes, and we talked about that earlier. So this is what I want to admonish you all to do as well as myself. Instead of us inviting other people to clean up our own house, why don't we just clean up our own house and be that cleanup woman? But that's
Yep.
what Ruth was doing. Ruth was the cleanup woman. Ruth was the meal preparer. Ruth was his bed maid. You know what that is? She
Yeah.
was the lover.
Yeah.
He was his sweet,
Ruth had
sweet,
his back.
sweet temptation. Had his back at every cost, front, line, and center. But see, we don't want to talk about that.
They
But we
was
want to talk
Ruth
about,
was
oh,
Ruth
we
was
want to get our
prepared. She was
nails
there preparing
done.
before she even got him. But she even could say, "I got him." She was already being
Exactly.
prepared.
Exactly. You know why? Because she had an older woman by her who was grooming her.
Yep.
And that's the same thing with what my mother taught me. My mother stayed in her marriage over, I think, about 40 years before her demise.
Uh-huh.
And no, every day wasn't good. I can tell you. Mm-mm. Some days I didn't even want to live in the house.
Right.
But one of the things she did do was keep her marriage and keep her home. And she didn't allow nobody to come in there. And there were some days, I got a little bit brand new. And
Hmm.
she said, "Don't you forget where you come from." Because I wanted to have a maid to come in there and clean up and everything.
Yeah.
And she's like, ain't no woman coming up in here. And then there was a situation with a family member who needed a place to stay. And she said, you know what? I'm not getting ready to invite that whole family member so she can get your daddy happy. I said, what? And
Wow.
this is something that she taught me, you know. So I literally had to shut down that particular, one of my other daughters standing right there and I got that light in my face. I had to shut down that barbecue. Yeah, it would have been nice. It would have been fun. But my man was here. Why am I going to entertain you all when I need to entertain the thing that I really like, the person who I really love, and I need to be his comfort if
Yep.
he needs that. Or if I just need to be quiet and just enjoy TV. And the only thing we had playing that particular day was the fact that we was just gonna watch TV. But I was gonna invite all these people over because somebody was bored in their own house. What the hell? Oh, excuse me.
People are
Why would I mess up my
blowing my
house because
phone
you
up.
bored yours? Huh?
People are steady blowing my phone up. What time today can you give me a call? Because I want to be somewhere where I'm still and quiet. I want to be here
Oh,
because I have
look.
something I want to show you.
Okay, but nevertheless, I don't want to give you a time because remember I told you I gotta go out of town. I gotta go fix something, and then when I get back, I'll be able to know what's going on. But either way, I'll either send you email or I just call you, and if you can't talk, you just can't talk, and we'll still, we'll still get it done. Now, also, let me say this, so that everybody know across the board, so it won't be no
Mhm.
big secret. Okay? Now, I do not call people just to be calling people
I
because
know.
you have to learn to be a woman who is sent for. I am a solution specialist in every area that I decide to be in.
Right.
And one of the things is you can't be no busybody. You can't be nosy. You are only supposed to use that telephone. What did I say? That telephone
Yeah.
for things that will help you to be productive. So what that
Yeah.
means is that this. If you want a phone call from me, generally speaking, you have to order a consultation.
Yeah, I
You can
know.
do so at www. So, but I'm letting masters know so they know.
Right.
www.amaryniece.com, because there are some people who think that they're going to waste my time and for me to hear their problems and they're not going to be a paying client. I don't operate like that. Let me tell you
Right.
why. I can't tell Duke Power, the water department, light bill company, or whoever else that, okay, I'm doing the Lord's work and then I can't make my payment. That
Right.
ain't God. That ain't what he set forth to do. And he said, now, and he had to talk to me about that thing. Don't you have a business? If you have a business, you need to be doing business. Ruth was doing business. But in order to get the business done, when you put out something or you do something, you have to have a reward. Now, also, I'm saying this for the masses because I would tell my kids this. Don't have nobody pray for you and you don't give no offering because that's how people get sick. That's how people get sin sickness, and we probably need to talk about what is sin sickness. You get their money funny. That's how they get in a whole lot of shit. Oh, excuse me. Look, that was my granddaddy's favorite word because he loved to say the word shit. But what I'm trying to say, that's how people get into a whole lot of stuff.
I know.
Asking everybody who you think love you to
To pray
pray for
for you.
you. The Bible talks about reaping and sowing. So what we were talking about today was still one of the universal laws, which is the law of reciprocity. You can't give what you already have.
Yeah.
I can't give you my time for nothing because they got an old song, nothing for nothing leaves nothing.
Yeah.
In order for me to have abundance and be able to spread that abundance out,
Hmm.
I have to first be the first partaker.
Okay.
So, in being the first partaker, it is a requirement that if you really want me to be on the telephone with you
Hmm.
or on live with you or what have you, not when I'm doing my TV show, you're more than
Right.
welcome to come
Right.
in. I ain't got a problem with that because that's something that I elected to do. I'm not doing
Right.
really any work other than teaching what I want to teach. But that time need to be paid for because I'm taking away from my family, from my other
Hmm.
things I have to do within the business, and that's not fair to all these other priorities. And so
Right.
I can't give unless I got. And then not only that, what they don't tell you, even when you're doing intercessory prayer, there are requirements to that. There are rules to that. Everybody talk about money, but sometimes it ain't about money. I've had people to bring me food. I've
Yeah.
had people to do different things, or to somebody brought me some curtains one day because I needed some curtains, and I really
Wow.
needed that because I really don't have an eye for certain colors, like per se. I just like what I like,
Right.
and that's just what it is. But what I'm trying to get everyone to know, even when those privates come to town, don't you get in them $100 lines, some
Yeah.
$1,000 lines, or what have you? They just go ahead and upsell you and not let you think that you paying. And I want everybody to know because this is the way I operate. I'd rather pay all my stuff on the front end than the back end. And what
Right.
happens is that when you have those people come and prophesy or prophet lie to you, and you don't put nothing in, whatever consequence that comes after that,
Hmm.
you gonna get that and you gonna feel it 10 times more because you took their time and their energy for
Yeah.
them to help you manifest something that you either needed to know, needed to grow, or needed to have,
Yeah.
and you didn't get anything back. That's how you get your that's how you get yourself cursed.
Right.
I was
Right.
so again. I'm sorry.
Well, I tell you what, I gotta go get dressed. If
Yes, me too.
as soon as you end this, how much longer you think you're
Uh,
gonna be on this?
no, I'm gonna go because I gotta get dressed. I gotta put my lipstick on. My house ain't painted.
Okay. Okay.
I just oil up for a minute.
Okay. Listen to
Mm-hmm.
this. So
Uh-huh.
just As soon as you hang up from there, call me. 2 minutes,
Okay.
3 minutes. Just call me, and then just call me.
Okay.
Don't you
So
hang up from
I'm
there.
gonna.
I'll be getting
Okay,
dressed
now
at
when
the
I
same
call
time.
you, you just need to know I'm gonna be getting dressed, so you may not get my
Me too. We
undivided
gonna be, we
attention.
gonna be getting dressed
Oh,
together.
okay. Mature boy gathered.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
All right.
So
You got
tell
the number.
everybody,
You still got the
well,
number?
it's somewhere. What you can do is send me an email and I'll call
I'm
you.
going to do it right now.
Okay. Okay,
Okay.
but I'm gonna go ahead and close. Thank you for coming on, and we'll be
You're so
talking.
welcome.
But without further ado, we're gonna be talking a little bit later too, because I kind of like this format where y'all get to see me just in my natural setting. I
Yeah.
think y'all like that too, instead of me just trying to
Yeah.
be all falutin or what have
It's
you. So you get
natural.
a chance to see
It's
Aunt Mary
natural
Lee
and
so
it
we can talk about
flows.
some real stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank
It's,
you.
it's
Well, until
natural
next
and it
time,
flows.
it flows, it
Yeah.
flows.
All right.
Love you
I'm going
all.
to shoot you
Take
this
care.
number. All right.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna call you. All right, bye bye.